This fire line is moving really fast. Now bear with me as I move behind the camera and show you this fire line as it moves rapidly towards the highway. And fire officials say in about 30 minutes it will jump this highway. In the time of drought, contractors installed drip line irrigation to ensure no water is wasted. These companies are so busy that they're still working out here tonight, filling up this pool. And that's a selling point. They can use as much water as they want as long as you pay for it. But when it comes to sharing the road, troopers say all drivers need to look in the mirror. People who spent their time searching for Haley Dunn are now here looking for answers. Although Spanky is small, he's too tall for his size. The guide horse regulation asked for 26 inches. Tatum, it's so windy out here, it's pretty hard to even open my door right now. Hey Tatum, the winds were so strong this morning, it picked up one of these horseshoes and slammed it against. On my left, it's clay. On my right, it's limestone gravel. When it heats up, they separate. We even eat like soldiers.
I'd say at least one would be close to 2,000 calories with everything.
This is CBS 7 News at 10. Your eye on West Texas.
I've got to make sure my doors are locked because I don't want him to come and try to do anything.
Police are forced to use a taser gun after a man walks out into traffic, scaring drivers and asking officers to shoot him. Witnesses say he ran up and down the busy streets, jumping on cars, and even tried to direct traffic at one point. Tonight, we're learning more about the man and what led to his bizarre behavior. Jennifer Samp joins us now live from the scene where many people watched this whole thing unfold. Jennifer?
Tatum, check out how busy this street is. It makes you wonder who would want to jump right in the middle of this. Tonight we learn about 29-year-old Sean Solomon, the man behind the helmet.
I was just going to the bank so I could go do a few things.
Bonnie Whitehead says she was running some errands when
his hand's right there and screams.
A man in a Permian High School football helmet took her by surprise at a traffic light.
He walks across my car here, and then he jumps to my hood.
Police say Sean Solomon from Odessa was frantically wandering around on the busy street. Witnesses say he was in a rage, banging on cars, yelling, and running straight into oncoming traffic.
Oh Lord, protect me. What's going on here? Protect me from this. Because I didn't know if he was going to try something else.
Whitehead says she immediately dialed 911, and soon Solomon was one-on-one with police. That's when witnesses started recording on their phones. You can clearly hear Solomon asking police to shoot him.
Shoot me with the gun, please!
Then the piercing noise of a taser.
Just from the way he was acting, I would have said that he was high on something.
Police cannot confirm if this was drug-related or perhaps a mental breakdown, but just hours before it all happened, he reached out via Facebook. I need a little hope right now, in a bad way. And looks like my world is falling apart.
It was just crazy. I was scared.
Whitehead says she and other drivers pressed charges for the damages to their vehicles, but she says it's Solomon who needs the help. We spoke with family friends who say that he is a good guy with no history of mental illness or drug use. Police say that we will get the toxicology results next week. For now, live in Odessa, Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News. Back to you. We're here at a Midland truck stop, and almost every other 18-wheeler we checked had some kind of problems, from low pressure to fading tread. DPS says it's a time bomb for disaster.
There's so much of a rush, they're on a deadline, and I guess that's one of the things they've been putting on the back burner.
Billy Waddell with Advance Auto says although commercial truck drivers are supposed to inspect their tires every day, he says he replaces more blowouts than doing repairs. And by then, it could be too late.
The 18-wheeler can flip, and it can cause, major problems in that way. Even death, it can happen.
These tires are so overlooked that almost half of the trucks we checked had some kind of defect, from tire pressure to worn down tread.
You can see how it's wearing real bad.
Waddell says if these tires are ignored, it's only a matter of time before they blow.
Within days, it would probably end up blowing out.
Waddell says it's the drivers who need to be held accountable.
Did you know you had faulty tires? When was the last time you inspected it?
This morning I'm waiting for the tires to get here.
You know, that's for them just to say, hey, we're going to get it fixed. And honestly, I don't think we'll probably even see him in our shop today.
When did you find out that this happened?
This morning.
Some truck drivers like Bill Davis tell us because of the roads, tires can change within a couple of hours of driving, which is what he said happened to him.
It happened with the change of temperature on the highway. You know, the hotter it gets, the hotter this pavement gonna get.
Waddell says because of the rising temperatures, drivers need to check their tires more than once a day. But he says that won't happen until companies enforce it.
So they're not going to enforce it. The drivers ain't going to do it.
Law enforcement tells me that the driver can be held responsible for damage of property, injury, or even death if their investigation leads to an overlooked tire. For now, in Midland County, Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News. Back to you.
Have a seat.
Nothing says tradition more than a good old-fashioned barbershop.
My dad was the first barber in the family, and then I was the second. Then my brother was the third. Then my mom was the fourth. My sister and my nephew are the fifth and sixth.
Hank Conley says his barbershop is a place to talk and laugh about everything.
Just blow it all the way the rest off of there.
But lately, there's less laughing at the barbershop as less business walks through the door.
A lot of our oil field workers are getting one haircut for the 3 they used to get.
And that's a big cut, Hank says. Well over half of his customers are in the oil field.
I guess the only people that aren't oil related that come in here are probably the school teachers and the insurance salesmen.
This situation is all too familiar with Hank and his employees.
I've been here 27 years, and I guess I've been through 5 booms and busts now.
So those people that you used to see every 1 week to 10 days, you're not seeing for 3.5 to 5 weeks.
Old school. I like that a lot.
Oilfield worker Martin Baldwin stopped in on his break. He says he works at least 100 hours a week, a big change from last year.
It's more work.
They're very tired and they just want to plop down and get a haircut, and then they're always apologizing for how they smell and they look with the dirt and the oil all over them.
As tough as it is at Hank's barbershop, cutting hair is all they want to do.
Meeting their families, watching them grow with them.
If I wasn't a barber, I'd probably be a preacher. Somewhere where you get to talk a lot.
So to keep the barbers working, Hank came up with a plan to help with walk-in customers.
And that's the part of the business that really needs to pick up, is the walk-in part of the business.
Hank and his employees put the clippers down and picked up this sign that reads "Barbers need work." And so far, it's been working.
Noticed it a week ago where they were putting a sign out there, "Barber needs work." And I said, okay, we'll put them to work.
Hank is now more flexible with his schedule. He has to book many clients ahead of time. He says whatever it takes to bring back the good company.
Thanks.
I'll be back. That's a favorite line. I'll be back.
People in Odessa admire people that don't just sit back and wait for things to happen, that go after what they want. And when they see you out there in the parking lot with a sign on a hot day, then that makes them want to come trade with you.
With a closer look, Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News.
We want to remember the sacrifice that the officers made. And we go to each gravesite and place a wreath. And we have 7 officers out here who have died in the line of duty.
On September 8, 2007, Corporal Arlie Jones was shot several times.
Especially for family. They no longer have that son, or they no longer have that father, they no longer have that husband, brother, or friend with them now.
My 5-year-old knows he had a grandpa who died before he was born. In death, you can still honor his memory and come and show our respect.
His motorcycle was his favorite, so that's probably my best memory of him. It means a lot, I know, for all of our families. It's nice that they still remember them and honor them for the services that they did.
Father, I pray today, Lord, that you're going to bless each one of these men and women.
They were our friends, they were our co-workers, and so they're not here anymore. And even though they're gone, just still being able to see a picture of them and to remember them, it's tearful.
I want to thank all the officers that, who come here and know what can happen on the job, who still choose to put their own lives on the line and go out and serve and protect every day.